CTV News at 5 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. So glad you're with us on this Tuesday. Are you still digging out from the winter storm over the weekend? Some of us were, and now we're back in the office. A little more sunshine today, but still on the cool side. The big question is, any more snow on the way? With that answer, let's bring in CTV's Rick Wyman. Rick.
Unequivocally, yes, it's coming this week. It's going to happen over the course of the next couple of days. Some flurry activity and a lot more, Tony. And again, here's our system that is moving from west to east and kind of taking a dip and coming right back up through the Great Lakes to affect us here in Northeastern Ontario. It's all brought to you by CAA. Get your membership today at caa.ca. Tony, just want to say, neighbors helping neighbors the last 48 hours. Great to see in Northeastern Ontario. No matter where you are, you saw someone helping someone else, and we certainly appreciate the efforts trying to get through this mess. And of course, weather will not be as active as we've seen the last couple of days, but we will have some snow and some sunny breaks as well. Details coming up a little bit later on. Tony?
Thanks so much for that, Rick. With several highway closures impacting the Northeast, some travelers have been stranded. A family from the greater Sudbury community of Levack has been at the Watershed Gas Bar and Restaurant since Sunday night. CTV's Lindsay Alick tells us more.
Monique and Amanda Lacroix have been stranded at the Watershed since Sunday evening, where Highway 144 meets 560.
We left Friday morning from Levack up to Cochrane for a snowmobile race. And then when we were done racing Sunday, we tried to rush to get back home, but we didn't make it.
The sister-in-laws are part of a group of 5 that are currently sleeping in their vehicles, but say are thankful for food and restrooms available here 24/7.
They've been taking really good care of us. There's everything here that you need other than a shower and a bed for us.
They aren't the only travelers stranded at the Watershed, though.
I spoke to a couple of them this morning. One's from Lively and the other one from Naughton. So they're a ways away too.
Some people that I did speak to were from Ottawa.
It's all about public safety, of course.
Constable Kyler Brower says an MTO snowplow followed by an OPP cruiser reopened Highway 11 northbound this morning.
During this time, it is still under a controlled reopening, so we're asking people not to pass, especially not to leave vehicles, but even within Boy itself. Be patient. We'll get it open, and we'll get it open safely.
Similar controlled openings will take place across the Northeast as conditions allow. Constable Brower says that Ontario 511 remains the most up-to-date resource for motorists. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Sudbury.
And most northern highways reopened today. OPP, as you just heard, using a controlled opening of Highway 11 northbound from North Bay this morning. A controlled opening means vehicles traveling the road were led by a snowplow and police cruiser to ensure a safe reopening of the roadway. Other highways had sections that were stopped or closed intermittently along the corridors. Police recommend checking 511 before leaving home for the latest road conditions and closures. Meanwhile, OPP tagged 31 drivers yesterday between Sault Ste. Marie and Blind River for driving on the highway while it was closed. Officers charged 19 drivers along Highway 17 between Blind River and Thessalon. Officers from the Sault Ste. Marie detachment laid charges against 12 more drivers between Mississauga First Nation and Iron Bridge. 5 commercial motor vehicle operators were among the drivers charged yesterday. Police are reminding the public when a highway is closed, it's dangerous for the driver, but also for emergency and road crews. And people in Sudbury are recovering from the significant weather event yesterday. Details right now from CTV's Madison Merrier.
Sudbury residents are digging out their cars or in some cases calling a tow.
I was driving everybody home just before the storm was fully engulfed, and I got to turn on to Montague and my car got stuck and just wouldn't go. So I had to leave it till today till we get a tow truck to come and take it.
The city says that restoring residential and rural roads may take up to 3 days, but they're using all the equipment at their disposal.
Sometimes if there is a vehicle on the road and we can squeeze by, we will. But right now, the focus is to get that one pass in so that people can get back on the roads and out of their driveways. And there is the expectation that we will have to go back right and widen up those lanes.
The severe weather event left the city covered in a mixture of deep snow and freezing rain, which makes clearing roads more difficult.
We don't normally plow a road with a backhoe or a loader, so we are utilizing different pieces of equipment to get us through as well, because some of the snowpack is hard for a conventional plow to make it through. So we've had to plow with graders and loaders and backhoes as opposed to just the regular plow.
The city is asking those who can to remove the snow at the ends of their driveway, but they add they're trying to get out and help where possible. However, there is no timeline on the snow removal. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
And the full impact of this weekend's storm are yet to be uncovered, but 2 sports facilities have sustained damage as a result of heavy snowfall. The tennis dome at Queen's Athletic in Sudbury, known as the Igloo, has sustained damage. In a social media post yesterday, the Sudbury Indoor Tennis Center announced it was closed until further notice and that regular updates would follow. The facility is operated by the SITC, but is owned by the city. The Lancer Dome also sustained damage. No word yet on the status of either facility. Canada Post issuing a red delivery service alert for several communities in the north today. Mail delivery has been suspended for the day in Kirkland Lake, Timmins, Kapuskasing, Sault Ste. Marie, North Bay, and Sudbury. This is due to recent weather events. Mail delivery will resume when conditions improve and it's safe to do so. The weather was also impacting power for thousands of northerners, many still in the dark today. Roughly 1,300 customers are still without power in several communities south of Sudbury and on Manitoulin Island. Hydro One's website indicates power should be restored to most customers from Sudbury to French River by 8 tonight. Residents on the island are being told power is estimated to return around 11 tonight. Fire crews across the region are reminding everyone to clear around vents and gas meters as they dig out from the storm. Vents can get blocked by heavy snowfall like the one we've experienced, causing carbon monoxide to build up in the home. They are also reminding everyone that carbon monoxide detectors are required in all homes with fuel-burning appliances. And it's time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5, Rick has your full weather forecast on this St. Patrick's Day. Right now, let's head to Dublin, Ireland, and a live webcam of the Temple Bar. This shot is courtesy of the city of Dublin. It's 11 degrees there. We will return in just a few minutes.
Country 91.7. Sudbury's home for the best country music. Listen for your chance to win $50,000 with Pure Country's big $50K payday.
Well, Tony was wondering about weather and snow for the next couple of days. Let's have a look. According to our forecast radar, we've got a system moving in from the south and moving upwards to the northeast, as you can see. So we'll get some flurry activity. And again, we'll keep a close eye on some of the numbers as to what we could expect over the next few days. Sudbury Nickel Belt, snow tomorrow, 2 centimeters during the day, 2 to 4 at night, -6. Chance of flurries on Thursday. Some snow on Friday, -1 your high. Chance of snow on Saturday at 1, and some sun and cloud come Sunday, also +1. So some temperatures that will certainly please you, and as well some sunshine in our forecast right across the northeast. In Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, flurries tomorrow, 5 centimeters during the day, 2 centimeters at night, -2 the high. Some sun and cloud on Thursday at 2, +2 Friday with the snow. Chance of snow Saturday +1, and the chance of flurries on Sunday again +1. I like the temperatures in the Sioux and Algoma. Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing. Periods of snow tomorrow, 2 to 4 centimeters in the afternoon heading into the evening. So again, not too much to worry about in the morning, at least until well after 12 o'clock. -6, -2 for Thursday, chance of flurries. Snow Friday, -5, chance of flurries on Saturday, -3, -2 Sunday, some sun and cloud. Almost a carbon copy forecast for Temiskaming Shores and North Bay, just like what you saw in Timmins. Periods of snow tomorrow, 2 to 4 centimeters in the evening, late afternoon, evening area, -6 your high. Chance of flurries on Thursday +1, -6 Friday, snow. Chance of snow Saturday -3 and -3 degrees on Sunday with the sun and the cloud. How about North Bay, West Nipissing? Periods of snow tomorrow, 2 to 4 centimeters, late afternoon, early evening, -5 your high. 2 degrees on Thursday, chance of flurries, some snow on Friday, -2. Chance of snow on Saturday, 1 and 1 degree on Sunday with the sun and clouds. So, Tony, as you can interpret, not just see, but interpret when you look at the forecast right across the Northeast, we'll get some snow. No severity compared to what we had Sunday into Monday as well, with that freezing rain and, of course, well over 30 centimeters of snow. So a lot better, promising weather is coming. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Rick. A joint drug operation between Sault Ste. Marie and Waterloo Police Services has netted over $1 million in cash and drugs. Project Deception Lake targeted drug trafficking and exporting in January. 2 individuals from Southern Ontario were arrested after a traffic stop on Highway 17, the other at a residence in the 700 block of Wellington Street. Between the 2 instances, nearly 3,800 grams of suspected fentanyl and more than 1,500 grams of cocaine were seized, along with other drugs and weapons. Police say the street value of the drugs is more than $700,000. They also seized nearly $700,000 in cash. Greater Sudbury Police providing an update after a standoff over the weekend in the community of Valcarin. A man and a woman now face charges of robbery with a firearm, disguise with intent, and several other weapons-related offenses. On Saturday, 2 suspects reportedly tried to rob a gas station and fled to a home between Isabel and Division Streets. Police executed a search warrant and seized 2 firearms and ammunition. One of the guns is believed to have been used in the robbery. Provincial Police and Ministry of Natural Resources officers conducted snowmobile safety enforcement in the North Bay region over the weekend. Police interacted with 468 snow machines out on the trails, serving 67 offense notices or warnings. 1 roadside alcohol test was administered, resulting in a 7-day suspension. A Northern Ontario woman says her condition remains a medical mystery. She has seen more than 30 specialists in Ontario and says her last hope is a clinic in the U.S. We warn you now, some video in this story may be disturbing to viewers. CTV's Amanda Hicks reports.
It is a full-time job when you become sick in Ontario.
For more than 2 decades, Karina Gorham has been dedicated to helping others through her foot care clinic in Greater Sudbury. But now her own health is in a state of crisis. For 3 years, a progressive condition has been destroying the tissues in her face.
From the very first day I went for help, it was like, there's nothing we can do, and has been like that, so steady, with multiple hospitals and multiple doctors, where they would just be like, either don't know what it is or don't know where to send you.
With her conditioning worsening, she was forced to close her business 4 months ago. Gorham has seen over 30 specialists across the province and has been admitted to 6 hospitals.
Patients with a rare disease get 5 to 7 misdiagnoses. They get a wrong diagnosis because the clinician looks at it and says, okay, I think it's this because this is based on my experience, right? So they get a diagnosis, they may get treatment, and of course, it's not the right one.
Gorham says her last hope is the Cleveland Clinic in Ohio. While it could not comment on specific cases, in a statement to CTV News, the Ministry of Health says in part, should a physician identify that their patient may require services outside of the country, they can apply to the out-of-country prior approval program for consideration of funding. All applications are reviewed on a case-by-case basis. Gorham says her doctor submitted a 400-page document to the Ministry of Health for the funding, but it was denied.
This is not how care should be available to the people of Ontario. It has to change. Rare disease strategies exist in other parts that we could copy and paste, more or less, bring to Ontario.
While another application is pending, Gorham has spent $30,000 out of pocket, money raised largely thanks to support from her own community. While she waits for answers, she hopes sharing her story will encourage others to advocate for their own health.
I still feel like I'm not done yet. But, you know, I do have hope coming back from Cleveland, though. I do.
Amanda Hicks, CTV News, Sudbury.
Lives have been changed. Coming up on CTV News at 5, we take you to Sudbury and a restorative program that connects with troubled youth. Concerns over the snow load on the roofs of the recreation complex and library in Espanola have closed the facilities until further notice. The town confirms after an internal assessment this morning the buildings were closed out of caution. The recreation complex is a hub for activities including hockey, figure skating, a gym, pool, among other activities. In a statement, the town of Espanola says, "We understand it is March break and are disappointed we won't be able to welcome patrons to our facility over the next few days. An external contractor will be working on snow removal from the roof, likely starting tomorrow, and we look forward to reopening as soon as possible. A further update will be provided tomorrow on timelines." The couple behind a youth restorative program in Sudbury is working to keep it going. We get that story right now from CTV's Angela Gemmell.
So we changed the height of the risers.
Rick Ozzy Osborne explains how he uses this bike to connect with troubled youth, rebuilding the vehicle while also working to rebuild their lives.
I see myself in the kids I work with, and I see my professor and my dad, the men in my life, in me as I'm doing this.
Ozzy uses his own life as an example of restoration, having been incarcerated, addicted to drugs, and part of biker gangs, but he turned it all around.
If I can give you the names of the people who all of a sudden cared about me, when it made no sense, right? I was acting out and they said, well, I see something in this guy, I'm going to run with him. And so I'm now that. We're now that.
He and his wife Heather run a program called Ozzy's Garage Sudbury, working with troubled youth between the ages of 13 and 19. He uses his past experiences and his knowledge of motorcycles to gain trust and provide mentorship, while Heather provides emotional support and social skills. Skills that all too often these teens have never learned.
In some ways, it feels like we're just getting started because it took a long time to build relationships with all of the other agencies that work with youth, because this is not a silo, right? We can't work with youth in silos.
Sudbury District Restorative Justice, which refers youth to the program, is now helping the Osbornes find funding. The couple says previous federal funding for the program will run out at the end of June, leaving the future uncertain.
Yes, you spend money working on a program like this, but guess how much it costs to keep somebody in the penitentiary, or in the jail system, 6 figures a year. Whereas this is a small way to catch guys. I could sit here, for a while and give all these success stories of boys that have come into this and now have a different trajectory.
Their next step in developing the program is to create a peer mentorship aspect where volunteers who've come through the program would help mentor other youth just coming in. Angela Gemmell, CTV News, Sudbury.
To the Ontario Hockey League now, where the Sudbury Wolves had a March break matinee in Brampton today.
It's Gonchar and David Green who are slow to get up, and Green hobbling his way to the bench as Hovan scores.
The Wolves would get on the board late in the second period, but the Brampton Steelheads already had 5 goals in the game. The Wolves would stop the bleeding, but the Steelheads swim away with a 6-3 victory. From sneaking across the border to smuggling livestock, residents in one British Columbia town are wondering how this border bandit is getting away with their escapades. CTV Sinjin Alexander has that story.
This is Zero Avenue in South Surrey, and these picturesque homes sit smack on the border. This side is Canada, across the street, the United States. No fences or concrete blocks, just a little ditch and signs warning, don't even think about crossing.
Oh, it's very secure, yeah.
And people follow the rules, except for one resident, him. Unfazed by jurisdictional authority, he is the Canadian border-jumping kitty cat.
Illegal.
What? I think it's because he's got 4 legs, not 2.
Decidedly confident, ignoring the watchful gaze of border agents and that machine in the sky that's as useful as the dog as far as he's concerned. Several times a day, almost every day, he shows little interest in international law and carries on his very important work of mousing.
He's a cool little cat, keeps coming back and forth and says hello to everybody.
His name?
Louis.
Officially Louis Vuitton, like the designer, and his styling cross-border feline feats are now so famous.
I love it.
He's become a local legend and a social media star.
It's a bit mind-blowing. He kind of flaunts his recklessness for the law.
Now, Mr. Vuitton is particularly good at catching all sorts, and he has been known to smuggle the goods across the border and leave them on the doorstep.
I bet he did not declare them.
We're not sure whether U.S. agents have caught up with him for questioning. We do know he had no interest in a TV interview.
Doesn't go through customs. He's got a passport.
If he did, it would show the cat who turned 6 on July 1st, Canada Day, will hop back over the line when he's good and ready. St. John Alexander, CTV News, Surrey.
Lots of snow when we return. Our community close-ups have a wintry feel to them. You're watching First at 5. Our first community close-up is from Sault Ste. Marie. Wendy Lynn Hill sent us this video of all the recent snowfall in her yard. She says winter has returned and she's not liking it. I think we were all feeling disappointed during that snowfall. Wendy, thanks for sending this in to us. This picture comes from Stan Ferguson of Sudbury of Junction Creek while he was walking his dog, Casey. Glad to see you enjoying the trails even in the winter. Thanks for this. And finally, this one comes from Larry Kirtley of Blind River, a regular on this show. He got this up-close shot of a doe out in the wintry weather. Great to hear from you, as always, Larry. And if you have any pictures, videos, or events you'd like us to showcase, you can email them to us at communitycloseup@bellmedia.ca. And finally, this half hour, Princess Kate marked St. Patrick's Day with a visit to the Irish Guards. Kate handed out traditional sprigs of shamrock to members of the regiment, including an Irish wolfhound. Kate has held the ceremonial role of Colonel of the Irish Guards since 2022. And there's more news for the North coming up at 6. For now, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.